I actually started to do this just because my dad taunted me about it.
What's the difference between Shrishti Garg and Shrishti Dutt?
I think Dharma Productions is like my temple. Mumbai mein mera bahut kata in the first year.
This is a story of every person who comes to Mumbai.
I need to stop oversharing so much. I like myself more because of you.
Both of us come from the same town.
How do you do this? It's so superficial, so fake. I've got cancelled for this, by the way.
Hi Shrishti, welcome to
Hello.
Social Ketchup.
Thank you for having me here.
I think I've been seeing your reels through my Gen Z colleagues. They follow you, and I think they follow you very religiously.
I'm so glad.
So pardon me if I don't know some Gen Z things, but
You look Gen Z, that's more than enough.
thank you. But I've learned all my Gen Z things. I've learned from my Gen Z colleagues. I give them the credit.
Yeah.
Okay. But before coming to everything Gen Z and everything about your rants and the videos that you make, I want to understand that how did you start making a video? Like what triggered you? Trigger might not be the right word, but what made you start the content creation journey?
So, I was actually a writer before I became a content creator. You know, everyone was so bored in the pandemic. So, I opened a Twitter account and I started tweeting. And Shubham Gaur, who's like a really nice creator, reached out to me via Twitter and he was like, are you up for writing? Would you like to write for my sister? And back then I didn't know who his sister was. And then turns out it was for Saloni Gaur. And I was such a huge fan girl for Saloni, and my parents would consume her content. So I got really excited, like, oh my God, wow, I'm going to write for someone I love. So it started with that, and I worked for her for about 3 to 4 months. And then my dad told me, if you can write for someone else, why can't you write for yourself and make content? So it started just with that line. And, you know, every time a father says something to a girl that, I mean, I just take it very personally because I'm like, okay, now I will do it. So I actually started to do this just because my dad taunted me about it. And that's how content started. And it's been 3.5 years now, going to be 4 years. So yeah, it's been a long journey.
You know, Saloni also started from Twitter.
Yeah, really? Wow.
So I was talking to Saloni and she said like her initial videos went viral on Twitter and then she became famous on other platforms.
Yeah.
And she used to she didn't have that much of internet connection that time. And she used to go up on terrace and just to upload that video. And getting a video viral on Twitter is a big thing. Twitter now X, but it's a big thing. So that's how she also started. So I think
everything great starts from Twitter. Not anymore.
Okay. And what inspired you to be like this kind of content that I want to write it?
So I think now that I was actually talking to someone about it, but my content has changed drastically in the last 1 year. Like if you knew me in 2021, I would make very घरेलू content because मैं घर में जोधपुर में मम्मा के साथ रहती थी और हमारे घर में जो बातें होती थी, that would come out in my content. Then 2022, it became very Gen Z because I was actually working in a company called as One Hand Club before this, and I was handling the YouTube का social media account. So my colleagues there told me, listen, you are Gen Z. जब तुम्हारी wedding, like तुम्हारी generation की wedding होगी, तब तुम लोग कैसे behave करोगे? And I was like, that's such a cool thought. So I started writing about that, and that's how Gen Z arranged marriages was born, and that became my whole personality for over a year. Then last year I moved to Mumbai and Bandra, Bombay, this became my content. And I think this year it's been completely different. Like I started dating someone this year. So I made a lot of content around relationships, girlfriends. So I feel like my content changes with everything that's happening in my life at the moment.
Okay, but I want to understand a fashion student, like a fashion graduate, how did rants and sketches become part of it?
So I was never a fashion student. Like I was so bad at my studies. I remember in my first semester we had a drawing teacher. Like we had to draw all these like little models and all. So he told me, "तुम मुझे अपनी drawing मत दिखाया करो, मेरा दिन खराब हो जाता है." I was really pathetic at all my courses. I was on the edge of failing. And one time my professor asked me, "It's a miracle that I'm passing you to the next semester right now. Otherwise, you'd have to repeat the whole year." So I was really bad at it. I was always into like writing, comedy. I was watching AIB, videos during my exams. So I was always into like YouTube content before content was even there. Like, before content as an economy was present. So I feel like it was always ingrained in me. And my mom is a writer. My nani is a writer. So I think that's how it passed down to me also.
Okay, because when I saw that you passed out from NIFT,
Yeah.
I was like, why? Why didn't she pick that fashion as a career?
Yeah, so basically I wanted to apply to National School of Drama because I was always a funny friend of the group. I was always making a joke around myself. So a friend's mom told me in 12th class, like, why don't you apply to some drama academy? And I did, and I didn't get selected. So I was like, okay, maybe NIFT is where it is now. So yeah, it's been very drastic, honestly. But it helps. Like, it helps to dress up cute.
And what got you to Mumbai?
So I was working with this director Shakun Batra. He's really sweet, very kind. So he reached out to me in 2022. I remember I was in Italy and there was a lot of time difference. मेरे पास Wi-Fi नहीं था. So उस time पे गहराया के बहुत promotions चल रहे थे. And that's when I first knew who Shakun Batra was. And it is so weird. Like, I was just thinking about the whole movie ka scene and I think I manifested it. Because in the next 2-3 months, he DM'd me. He said, I went through your Gen Z videos. They're really funny. Would you like to do a writing project with us? I was like, yeah. And it was so creepy for me because I was literally looking at his interviews and videos a couple of months ago. And here he was DMing me. So even when I met him, and he's a very good friend now. So I literally go up to him and tell him, I manifested you. I think this whole Bombay plan, I just manifested this. So anyway, he DM'd me in 2022. And in 2023, I was supposed to do an internship to pass my college. And I told them I want to work as a writer and all. And my college said, no, we will fail you. So I was like, okay. So I told Shakun, you can give me this like side hand wala job. I'll keep doing that as a part-time. And I'll find another job to do as my college internship. So that's when he told me, okay, I'm starting a writer's room. Why don't you move to Mumbai? So last year he started it in February and that's when I moved. And I moved to Bombay exactly on my birthday. So it was like a full circle. And so basically his office was Dharma Productions. And I'm a big Bollywood fan. Like, I think Dharma Productions is like my temple. So the minute I went to Dharma Productions office on my birthday, I was like, this is life. I can't believe it's real.
It's a full
circle.
बिल्कुल जो Bollywood wish पूरी हो जाना.
Yeah, fully.
Okay. And how is Mumbai treating you? I'm sure by work-wise, it's treating you well.
Yeah. I mean, I'm here today, so.
But in general, how is Mumbai treating you?
The first year was very hard. मेरा बहुत कटा. I feel like मेरे ऑटो वाले ने 2,000 रुपए चुरा लिए थे. मेरा पर्स चोरी हो गया था. Then I have a dependent card. Like, we all have that Fauji Brats का dependent card. मेरा वो चोरी हो गया. So Mumbai में मेरा बहुत कटा in the first year. But I feel like you need to give Mumbai enough chance and you need to really be patient with you. I feel like the city will try to push you out. The city will try to throw you back to your home. But I feel like if you're patient enough and you're willing to fight, you can still stay here. I mean, I'm saying this as I'm about to complete my second year. Let's see.
So I'll tell you that.
Here.
Girl, this is a story of every person who comes to Mumbai.
Really?
I've gone through the same things. In my first few months of Mumbai, I started learning how to travel via Mumbai local. I used to travel from Borivali to Loparren.
Oh, wow.
For work. And I'm in that ladies' compartment. And I was in first class, not even second class ladies' compartment. First class ladies' compartment. And I hear someone saying कि किसी का पर्स पड़ा है, किसी का पर्स पड़ा है. I was like, मेरा तो बिल्कुल safe पड़ा है. And आराम से. And वो compartment की दूसरी side से देख आवाज आ रही है. I get down at Lower Parel and I see my zip is open. My bag zip is open. I reach out and my bag, it was my wallet.
Oh shit.
And
did you get it back?
No, I didn't. But someone in Santa Cruz, a girl DM'd me that I found your driving license. I found a wallet which has your driving license and everything. But can you come and pick it up?
Yeah.
And that was Facebook era.
Okay.
So Facebook messaging हो रहा है, नंबर नहीं आया है मेरे पास, ना उनका नंबर. तो लाइक कि ठीक है, उसमें कुछ कैश नहीं है, बचा है, जो भी पैसे से हैं सब चले गए. मैंने डेबिट कार्ड ऑलरेडी ब्लॉक करा दिया है, क्योंकि हाथ में द फर्स्ट थिंग यू विल डू इज टू ब्लॉक दैट डेबिट कार्ड. एंड डेबिट कार्ड ब्लॉक हो जाएगा ना, लिटरली वी जस्ट ट्राइड बैक एंड फोर्थ कि हमारी टाइमिंग ही नहीं मैच कर पा रही थी कि मैं वो पर्स लेने जाऊं, बिकॉज मैं ऑफिस से निकल के जाऊं तब तक वो ऑफिस से विरार घर चल पहुंच जाती.
ओह शिट.
आई वाज लाइक आई डोंट नीड दैट बिकॉज डेबिट कार्ड मैं करा चुकी हूँ, कैश उसमें कुछ है नहीं, कार्ड में वापस रीइश्यू कराती हूँ. सो दिस इज हाउ मुंबई ट्रीट्स एवरीवन.
Yeah. But then when did Mumbai finally accept you? Like, did you have that breakthrough moment?
I think sooner I started realizing that it's that only trait of continuous traveling, continuous going, hustling in Mumbai keeps you going on. Like, you keep dreaming. And that when I started realizing, till date, it's not that easy for everyone in living. It's not for me.
Yeah.
It's not for anyone who's staying since years, since birth. But
yeah.
it's one thing that, okay, you'll get that energy looking at the fellow traveler that, okay, if they can do it, I can do it too.
Yeah.
That's when I feel that, okay.
Yeah. My friend actually told me if you give Mumbai your 100% patience, effort, energy, Mumbai will give you 400% in return. So I think it's all about fighting and staying in.
But that fighting thing will not end.
Yeah.
Acha,
It's
abad
a
settle.
lifelong
If
process.
it's a lifelong
Yeah.
process. So much on
Prepare
Mumbai.
kar diya mujhe abhi.
But so, like, I wanted to ask you that because content creation right now, it might come to the generation, digital generation as we call, very easily, and parents also agree. But moving from one town to another for traveling to Mumbai for a project, for staying, it's huge deal. How did you convince your parents to do that, or they convinced you that you should go?
I think I've always been a disappointment to my parents. I've always been that rebel, child in the family. I've always fought with my parents, whether it was relationships, boys, friends, parties, everything. So at this point, they've given up. And I think, especially when money started coming in through brands and ads, that's when they were like, oh, there is money also in it. Like, I still remember I was under the GST tax bracket and my mom didn't tell my CA because nazar lag jati hai. अगर सीए को बताएंगे कि ओ बेटी पैसे कमाने लगी है तो उसके चक्कर में मुझे इतना जो फाइन लगा है नजर से प्रोटेक्शन के चक्कर में आई वाज लाइक वाओ सो माय पेरेंट्स आर स्टिल गेटिंग यूज्ड टू द फैक्ट दैट यू कैन मेक मनी बाय yapping on the internet. So but when they realized okay there is actually some growth here and I can make something out of myself और मैं बहुत रोई भी honestly तब finally मुझे भेज दिया इधर.
And I see them being part of your videos and some full in their Gen Z mode, I feel.
Yeah.
How do they come to the terms? Okay, they'll act in your videos, or they'll do what you want them to say or act.
I think my mom is a big diva. My mom actually told me there was some movie ka shooting happening in Agra, which is her hometown, and she was supposed to be casted as a supporting character with Abhishek Bachchan. And I was like, you should have taken it. She has pictures with Aishwarya Rai, Abhishek Bachchan, everyone. And I feel like there's this, hero banna hai, actress banna hai, and every parent ka back of the mind. Everyone wants to experience fame and then the whole like blitz of the industry and all. So I feel like when they're in camera, they get to live their inner child ka fantasy out. They get to play these roles, and I properly direct them. Acha abhi ye line bolna hai, ye bolna hai. So I feel like in a way they also fulfill their dream.
Okay, and your content is very personal and relatable, right? How much of your experiences, real life experiences, come into them?
100%. Like, I think everything, like I said, whatever is happening in my life just comes on social media. And I need to stop oversharing so much. My therapist also now knows what's happening in my life through my reels. So I'm just like, should I be worried? Like, I don't know. But I think it's very helpful if whatever jo aapki life mein ho raha, agar wo aapke content mein aata hai, there's very there's a lot of authenticity, there's a lot of originality in it, and that's when people connect the most, I feel.
Okay, and what was your moment that when you realized that people are connecting to what I'm saying, or my peers are resonating to my content?
When my first video went to 1 million, and I was like, and tab to 1 million hona was like a huge deal when I was hardly at 20K followers. So back when I had like 1 million, and I think when Kusha started following me on Twitter, that's when I was like, shit, that's because I used to love Kusha's South Delhi girls and I was such a big fangirl. In my college ka first year, I dressed up like Kusha from South Delhi girl, and we had a whole drama segment. So for my college ka spectrum, I dressed up like her, and when I met her, finally I showed her all the pictures. So I never realized that she was following me on Twitter, and then I had a full fangirl moment. So I feel like that was a very big milestone because she was someone I still look up a lot to her. And when that validation came through an icon, I was like,
so tell me, Shashi, what do you want to achieve from this content? Like, is it just going to be your life on social media, like what's happening on personal, or there is a thought? Because I know sometimes you talk about loving yourself, sometimes you talk about how how random the life is and
Hmm.
everything. So tell me, what is that one thing that you look at okay, this is my lens for my content creation?
I think when I was a teenager, YouTube existed. A lot of YouTube creators, DIY, 2014 wala era chal raha tha. And I got bullied a lot in school. I was very insecure, very hated on. So I always wanted this adult in my life who would make me feel like, I'm exactly like you and the world is not a bad place. And I never found someone like that in my life or on the internet. So every time I try to make something, especially with this new series I've started, it's called Finding My Inner Child. It's a very wholesome take on adulthood and life. So my whole idea and perspective for this series and with my content generally is I want to be the person who wasn't there for me when I was a child or when I was a teenager. And I love it when, I'm at a meetup or I'm out somewhere and someone comes up to me and they tell me, I like myself more because of you. I like my body more. I like the way I am more just because you tell me to do that, just because you make me smile. And I feel like I have that kind of power where someone is sitting miles away who doesn't even know me personally. And if I can just make them feel better about themselves, even if it's that for a minute, I feel like that's so much more that I can do. And I really want to expand this into something bigger than it is already. And I want to build a whole community out of this because I'm just a big lover girl and I want to I want to spread love and I want to be in love with everything around me.
That's what I
Mhm.
wanted to ask, that what's your vision, that what's that one goal that you're chasing with your content?
Yeah, I think for sure I want this world to be a better and kinder place just with content because I used to do a lot of rant videos initially, hating on everything, just hating on myself also a lot. And then I was like, this is not what I want to talk about. I'm a big believer of energies and I believe a lot that whatever you say manifests into your life. And eventually, even in the middle of the pandemic, the internet was such a dark place to be at. So much self loathing content. And I did not resonate with it. I was like, why should I pick on myself just in the name of entertainment or fun? And that's when I started to realize content doesn't have to be comedy in the sense ki self-loathing hi hona chahiye. Content can also be fun in a very cute and wholesome, positive way. So I feel like my larger goal, I mean, personally, I definitely see myself being a writer. I am currently working on something also, which is a feature film. So professionally, yeah, I want to take the whole writing journey. But with content, I want to create a very wholesome and positive space for people to just be at, and this can be a comfort space.
Great. So, and I love your videos, honestly. I love how aesthetic they are. And I want to ask, how much time do you spend on it?
Sometimes it's 3 hours, sometimes it's 3 days. Like I've literally broken my back because of editing, because I don't have a proper study table in my house, Mumbai houses. So I'm sitting on the zameen and there is a little chalky in front of
Mm.
me. So I'm editing like this, because of which my
Back.
posture is fucked. So but it's fun, it's great. I think you can either love editing or you can hate editing. There is nothing in between.
It's all phone pay editing.
So earlier I used to do it all on phone, but now I got the iPad. So now I can animate. So I use Procreate for animations, doodles. I do a lot of stop motion in my videos now. And I'm trying Blender, which is like 3D software. So let's see where that takes me.
Tell me, what's that dark side of content creation that you realize only by living through it? Because why I'm asking is, if you're creating content from 3 years and in a time when content creation is peaking, like literally peaking in everything, there are there are dark sides that as an audience people don't realize, and that's what I want to understand from you.
I think it's not at all glamorous. Every single story, at least not for me right now, but I feel like I know for a fact a lot of A-listers, ka even one story, one caption, it's so strategically planned. It's come through so many PR perspectives and lenses. I feel like, and especially with events, like I hate going to events. They are so mentally exhausting. I took my friends to an influencer event and they were like, how do you do this? It's so superficial, so fake. Everyone's okay. So the first time you enter, they're like, they'll judge you top to down, which brand you're wearing, how you're dressing up, how you're looking at, and then they'll be like, oh hi, how are you, so long. Everyone's just very fake and superficial, and I cannot survive in an environment like that. So, and especially the people who you think are nice on the internet, they're very mean in real life. Like I've met some really nice creators whose content I used to love and look up to, but when I met them in real life, I was like, I'm sorry, if you're not a good person, I cannot.
I think we should sit and chat
We
off
will
camera
spill
as
some
well.
tea later.
Off camera, otherwise both of us will get into trouble.
Yes, my manager will ghumao one call now to me.
No. But I know, and like I think you mentioned also right now that you are also trying to write a feature film and
Yeah.
things. So do you see yourself doing content for years? I mean, you've recently started. So do you think that, okay, or that content creation is something that you're going to do till retirement? Or do you think that you have plans to start segregating or dissecting your work into different things?
I think entertainment is never going away. Like, it's been here since TV, movies, and now it's content. And I feel like there will come a time jab log Instagram pe 5 minutes ki full feature film bana ke release kar denge. So I feel like it's just the platform that's changed, and content as a juice is always going to be there. So I definitely want to be in content because that's the only way people are staying relevant today. Even the A-listers, the biggest actors, are now making such cringe videos just to stay relevant. So I feel like I will never stop content, whether it's my personal hustle or whatever. And I do see myself writing for movies and then also casting myself in them, because that's the only way you can get through nepotism. But for sure, I think, and then eventually I just want to retire and move to like a nice, cute little place and have so many dogs and cats and just live peacefully, which I don't think so I can. I'm so used to the Bombay hustle, but hopefully one day.
You are not going. Once you're in Bombay, you're not. Mumbai. We don't call Bombay.
Yes. I've got cancelled for this, by the way. Why is she calling it Bombay?
So it's Mumbai.
Mumbai. Amchi Mumbai.
Amchi Mumbai.
Yes.
Once you stay in Mumbai, if you want that Mumbai ka visa,
Yeah.
permanent visa, then you need.
Yes, now it's Mumbai.
Yeah, but you're not going anywhere. Once you're
Hopefully,
here.
yeah.
Okay. And we discussed the dark side of content. But I want to understand, what's the good side of content for you?
Like, do you mean physically with people and creators?
See,
or
why,
just
why I'm asking is because content creation has fulfilled so many dreams for so many people. So, what's your dream that got fulfilled, or what's your dream that you see that will get fulfilled only via content creation as a journey?
It might sound very petty, but I think the biggest dream that has gotten fulfilled is that I have proved people wrong. You know, there were people who told me, because I wasn't very good with studies, like I was literally failing in physics. I was a science student. And my dad told me, iski to shaadi kara denge 12th se nikalte, isko to housewife bana ke baith jao, and you know, she has no career. Like, and I would always fight with my parents constantly because I knew I had potential, but they only saw the conventional careers, doctor, engineer, lawyer. And the minute I started making content, they had zero hopes from it. They thought it's just a waste of time. I should focus on getting a master's after this. But when money came, when people started recognizing me, when people started recognizing them, they were like, okay, she has done something. Like, when you land up on your parents' Facebook, you've done something in life. So I feel like the fact that I proved my parents wrong, so many friends wrong who never believed in me, that's my biggest accomplishment until now, because I have built a life for myself for which no man in my life is providing for me. My dad doesn't pay my bills. I do my work, I pay my bills, and I know what I'm due for next. I know I'm in charge of that, and no person will come and tell me what to do. So I think it's that freedom, it's that independence of building your own life. That's my biggest milestone.
Okay. And any dreams that got fulfilled? Like, so some people want to buy something, some people want to earn some amount of money, which is their dream, or travel, or something else. Do you think that these are the dreams that you fulfilled because of content creation?
The fact that I live in Mumbai now, which was a dream city for me, that, and since I'm an army brat, हमारा कोई घर नहीं होता था. We used to move every 2 houses. So, you know, there was a dream like, oh, अपना खुद का घर होना चाहिए. I mean, I don't own this house, it's a rented place. But the fact that I rented this, it's my rent money, and I built the whole corner all by myself. So I think the feeling of having my own place, I feel like that's my biggest dream. And one day, hopefully, I can buy a house too.
Don't buy in Mumbai. Mumbai, it's very expensive.
I'll have to move to Lonavala now for that.
Lonavala sub down karenge. Okay. And tell me, what are your goals with your content creation? And that's something I would want to wrap on, because I know people look up to you for the kind of videos that you make. I know people look up to you, they connect with you, they I went through your comments, and your fans are existing there. So you tell me what's your goal, and how do you see that your content is shaping some conversations around maybe loving your life, maybe loving your city, maybe independence.
I love that a lot of young girls who follow me have gotten this amazing saucy sass. You know, they can now stand up to the shitty men who are giving them bad behavior because I give them sassy advices. I love that a lot of people have told me ki, mere andar literally self-respect aa gaya after watching your videos. So I feel like if I can make someone feel better about themselves and also make them realize that the kind of behavior someone is giving you is the bare minimum, that's more than enough. I feel like I wanted someone like that in my life when I was at my lowest. But eventually my longer term with content is just building a community that's so big enough in itself that can sustain anything. For example, I want to try every type of fashion video, beauty video, comedy, wholesome. Like I just want to delve into every single niche that's out there. And yeah, content is a never ending journey. So until I'm still talking, I will keep yapping.
Okay. And my last question.
Yeah.
What's the difference between Shrishti Garg and Shrishti Dutt?
Oh my God. Okay. So the main difference is that I have replaced the G's with the D's. And Shrishti Dutt is a more personified version of me. You know, I feel like I can do all my thirst traps there, and I sing also. So I sing really bad, by the way. And I know मैं main पे डालूंगी मेरा reach बंद हो जाएगा, लोग मुझे report कर देंगे. So I post all my random B-rolls on Shrishti Dutt. But it's like a spam account, but like a thirst trap in the most decent way possible.
So you're not creating dard for people, no?
No, the only dard is in my life, which will stay with me, not on the internet.
Okay, thank you, Shrishti.
Thank you so much for having me.
It was fun, quick chat, but I really liked how candid you were in all the conversation. I was like talking and I was just about to listen. I was like relating to you.
Yeah, I just felt like we're having a cup of tea and we're like at a cafe and talking. Yeah, and we're meeting for the first time, so we just vibed really well.
I know, because both of us come from the same town. Right?
Yes, and hopefully I'll see you in Jodhpur now.
Yes, now we have to meet in Jodhpur. So, and if you want to eat Jodhpur ka khana,
you know what? Please, do you have any good dal bati? Choose my recommendations off camera. I'm dying for it.
I can make one and give you.
So sweet. Please, I'm taking you off on this seriously, because I'm really digging a good dal bati. Good dal bati.
It's all off camera also, but on camera also can go. But my husband was like, should we offer I have gulab jamun from Jodhpur, sweet from Jodhpur, in case you want.
The Bhagat ji ka gulab jamun you're saying?
Chaturbhuj ka gulab jamun.
Yes, that one also.
You come sweets to ghar pe itni Jodhpur sai bhi hogi na ki any day you want, just tell me. I want.
Where do you live in Andheri?
Yes, I live in.
I'll come. I'll genuinely come for that.
Come any day.
But wow, this was such a wholesome ending conclusion for a conversation.
Nice. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Hi, I'm Shrishti Garg, and thank you for watching me on Social Catch Up.